Welcome back to Cook Chinese Now, the show that brings authentic Chinese cooking into your home.
Today, we're bringing out the spicy Sichuan peppercorns. We're bringing out those long-dried chili peppers because we're cooking, that's right, Kung Pao chicken.
Let's get to it.
To get started cooking this meal, you'll need the following ingredients: 4 to 5 pieces of chicken, 5 slices of ginger, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon Sichuan peppercorns, 1/4 cup roasted peanuts, 2 to 3 stems green onion, and several decorative peppers for added color. For the Kung Pao sauce, you'll need these ingredients listed here. There's too many to read off, and I recommend pausing the slide to write every ingredient down. It is important to note that the amount of dried chili peppers you put in the sauce will determine how spicy the Kung Pao chicken is. Let's move on to preparation. We'll start by preparing the chicken. Cut the chicken meat off the bones and cut each piece of meat into small, bite-sized cubes. Repeat this again for each piece of chicken. Once all your cubes are cut, set them aside for later. Let's move on to preparing the vegetables. Cut the green onion stems in half and separate out the white and the green portions of the green onion. Next, dice each half of the green onion into smaller slices. Make sure to separate out the green and the white portions of the stems. Next, you can move on to dicing the ginger into smaller bits. And we'll do the same thing for the garlic cloves as well. Finally, cut each piece of the decorative vegetables, we use cucumber here, and also small peppers, into small pieces for use at the end of the cooking process. We can then move on to marinating the chicken. Start by adding 2 teaspoons of cooking wine, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1/8 of a teaspoon white pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and finally 1 teaspoon of cornstarch to the chicken. You can then begin mixing in all the ingredients into the chicken. Make sure the chicken is coated evenly on all sides. Then, let the chicken sit in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. We can then move on to cooking. Start by setting the stove to medium-high heat and add 1/2 cup cooking oil to a pan. Check to see if the oil's hot by placing a Sichuan peppercorn into the oil. You should see tiny bubbles form. Once warm, add in the remainder of the Sichuan peppercorns and stir-fry them until they become fragrant. Use a small colander to remove each of the individual peppercorns from the oil. Stir-frying the peppercorns in this manner allows the spicy flavor to absorb into the oil. Next, add in the pre-made chicken and begin to cook. Make sure to stir often so that each piece of the chicken is cooked evenly. Once the chicken appears golden brown, you can then go ahead and remove the chicken from the pan. You won't be needing this much oil to cook the sauce, so you can remove the oil from the pan. To cook the sauce, we'll start by adding back 2 tablespoons of cooking oil to the pan. You can then add in the pre-cut garlic, ginger, and white stems of the green onion. Stir fry for a short time, and then add in the dried red chili peppers. You can then add in 1 teaspoon of chili powder, followed soon after by 1 teaspoon of lao gama, a teaspoon of soy sauce, a half teaspoon of sugar, and finally a teaspoon of vinegar to add a little bitterness to the sauce. Once all the ingredients are added, reduce the heat to medium and let the sauce simmer. While the sauce simmers, you can go ahead and start mixing in 2 teaspoons of cornstarch with 3 tablespoons of chicken broth. Now comes the magic. Add in the decorative veggies to the pre-made sauce and mix together. Make sure to coat the vegetables evenly with the sauce. Next, slowly drizzle in the pre-mixed chicken broth and cornstarch. At this point, you can return the heat to medium-high and continue to mix the sauce together. Add in a 1/4 cup of roasted peanuts, and finally, the pre-cooked chicken. Continue to thoroughly mix the contents together. At this point, you can turn the heat off the stove and continue to mix the chicken. Finally, garnish with the remaining diced green onion stems, and continue to mix the chicken thoroughly, making sure all the contents are evenly distributed in the pan. Once you're ready, go ahead and plate your Kung Pao chicken.
Thanks for tuning in with us at Cook Chinese Now.
If you guys like this episode and want to get your tongue more fried, then give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
We'll see you on the next video.
Bye.